that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, can't deny that view.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 fan theories for The Last of Us that might actually be true. Some of these theories may be a little more plausible than others, but with the mystery surrounding The Last of Us, it's fun to speculate. There were a good bit of theories to pick from, but here are 10 that we thought stood out. What's your favorite fan theory for The Last of Us? Look for the light in the comments.
Who's there? Come out!
Hello?
Before we continue, we publish content all week long. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Uncharted Universe.
Oh no.
We all know the Last of Us Easter egg in Uncharted, the infamous newspaper found in the bar. What if there was more of a connection than just that? Nathan Drake is always off chasing treasure, and at the end of his journeys, there's always some sort of supernatural phenomena. So could it be that while out on one of his adventures, he somehow started the outbreak? Maybe he was off in Jakarta looking for some forgotten city and triggered the start of the end of the world.
Nate, this is our fault. We did this.
Natural disaster.
Yeah, we've heard that before, huh, Tess?
While The Last of Us HBO series proves this theory wrong, the show and the game universe are different, so this could be true. At the beginning of the outbreak, it was pure chaos. Now, what if along with chaos of people just trying to survive, the world was hit with natural disasters? Earthquakes and tsunamis forcing everyone into small regions. That would explain some of the damage done to the buildings and roads. Like I said, the HBO series remedies this with bombings to slow the spread. But natural disasters could do a lot of damage too.
This rain ain't gonna do us any good.
Abby's immune.
If this was your daughter, what would you do?
It can't be that only one person is immune. Could it be that the reason they're trying to trick Ellie into going under the knife is because Dr. Anderson's daughter is immune too? This would make sense. We know that doing the surgery would kill whichever subject is being operated on. This theory is actually backed up a bit from an interaction between Abby and Jerry, where Abby says,
"If it was me, I'd want you to do the surgery."
the pure horror and sadness that Jerry displays makes some fans think that Abby was an option for the surgery. To accompany this theory, we can hear a guard mention something in passing while in Santa Barbara that Abby is infected and on the stakes by the water. When we finally get to Abby, she hasn't turned yet. Maybe she is immune.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We're all infected.
Are we sick?
No, of course not.
How do you know?
Could it be that the cordyceps is in all of us? Some fans theorize that the fungus is in all of us and evolves in different ways depending on its host. In the game, one way the cordyceps spreads is from spores. If this was the case, spores would be in the air and quickly infect most people. Another silly thing that fans are linking to this is that some of the enemies have horrible vision, as it's easy to sneak by them even when they should see you. As we know, the cordyceps cover its host's eyes and the infected rely heavily on their hearing. This obviously is because it makes the game fun and easier to play, not because everyone's infected. But it's a good theory.
We can sneak by them, even though I know that's not your style.
We'll see how it goes.
Control of the cure.
She said that they have their own little quarantine zone with doctors there still trying to find a cure.
Do the Fireflies actually want to save humanity? Some fans think that there's something a little more dubious within their intentions. Sure, if you make a cure, you could save people, but in the wrong hands, it could be used for evil. If the Fireflies were able to create a cure, they would be the only ones with not just the cure, but the knowledge of its creation. Could it be that the Fireflies only want the cure to essentially rule the world? With the cure, they can get anything they would want.
You've got to get this girl to Tommy's. He used to run with this crew. He'll know where to go.
Sarah Valentine.
You kept complaining about your broken watch. So I figured,
Alright, I said these fan theories might actually be possible, but let's be honest, this one, as fun as it is impossible. We know nothing about Sarah's mother, but that hasn't stopped fans from theorizing who she may be. One of the strangest theories is that her mother is from another zombie-infested world, that being the world of Resident Evil. Fans think that Sarah and Jill Valentine share very similar features when it comes to their appearance. This theory has nothing else going for it other than they sort of look alike. But it would be fun if it was true.
You've got to get out of here. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Ellie's scar.
We got lucky.
There has to be some story with Ellie's scar. While we don't know how she got it, fans have made up their own theories. Some of these theories point at her scar being the reason she's immune. Could Ellie have been attacked at a young age by an infected, and her body has been fighting it off since then? Or maybe she was part of an experiment that also granted her immunity. My personal theory is that she fell as a kid and the scar has no significance. But that's not as fun as the other ones.
I got this.
All right.
Joel is immune.
How the hell are you breathing in this stuff?
I wasn't lying to you.
It's kind of crazy how reckless Joel is when it comes to the infected. Sure, he uses a mask when he sees spores and attempts to avoid combat with the infected when possible, but then there are times he doesn't. How hasn't Joel been infected? He grabs, punches, and even chokes out the infected. As he's doing this, they're grabbing him and touching his face. There's even a point in the game where Joel moves a very old infected, and we see dust particles from the cordyceps float in the air. Joel has to be immune, and he doesn't even know it. Happy ending. Did Ellie's story end up having a happy ending? When Ellie leaves for Santa Barbara, it seems that Dina and her are done, but the ending of The Last of Us might say otherwise. When we return to the house in the final scene, players look at it and think Ellie went back to an empty home and Dina and the baby left. But if we look closer, that may not be the case. When we left Santa Barbara, Ellie was in bad shape. When we saw her at the house, she showed no real damage other than her missing fingers. She also doesn't seem concerned that Dina and the baby aren't there as she casually walks around the somewhat empty house. Eagle-eyed fans pointed this out and the theories began. Maybe Ellie and Dina went back to Jackson and she was only there to get a few belongings. No cure.
Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
Clearly, the Fireflies weren't scientists. They have what appears to be the only immune person in the world, and they're just going to kill her and hope they can make a cure? Now, just like the Fireflies, I'm no scientist, but shouldn't there have been more testing? Fans theorize that more testing would have had to have been done. Realistically, they would have had to study Ellie more and ran more tests on her. With the lack of knowledge they had on what makes Ellie immune, it would have been likely that they wouldn't have made a cure, and Ellie would have sacrificed her life for nothing.
She's being prepped for surgery.
The hell you mean, surgery?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out some other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.